Hello.
Hey, it's the show before the show. How about Mo? Good morning.
Good morning. Me and Jim were just talking in a conversation about American Idol, and he was just going off, and I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, see, I am now to the point on American Idol where I will watch it. The whole auditions I don't get that excited about. We're top 10 start next week, so I'm like, I need to start watching. All right, two things that American Idol needs to do that will make the show better. I like American Idol. Always have liked American Idol. I still like American Idol.
I do too.
I enjoy the singers. There was 5 guys last night. I'm like, actually there were 6 guys last night. I'm like, I'd take those 6 definitely.
Oh.
Could go on. Of course, only 5 can go on. All right, 2 things that Idol needs to do because it's long. What's the problem? It's like drawn out and boring.
I just think Nicki Minaj needs to
and
go.
The judges say, well, okay, I'm not. This is not on the personalities. I could tell you that I would keep Nicki over Mariah Carey. But that's not part of
She stresses me out, not Mariah and Nicki.
Here's the 2 things they need to do.
Okay.
1, they need to go to 3 judges because 4 judges is way too many. Because by the time they get down to poor Mariah Carey, who is the most boring person to listen to, and forgets that everyone's already asked the singer, how you doing today? So how you feeling? They've already asked that 3 times, Mariah. Were you paying attention to them when
What were you doing?
When first thing Keith Urban said was, so John, what'd you feel of that? How'd you feel about that? They've already asked that. Randy's kind of asked it
We got
too.
that question answered.
Right, we got that covered.
Okay.
3 judges, because it's just long, drawn out, and boring. And the other thing is they need to tell the end. It's something that we do in radio. It's something they do in the news. If you want, if
That's
any
a good point. Listen up, kids.
Any good storyteller will do this. They will tell you the point that they're making. They will tell you the end of the story first. They'll tell you the punchline before the joke.
True.
And that way, the long rambling makes sense. In other words,
Give us an example.
In other words, just saying, who was up last night? I can't think of their names last night. The junior guy, Carl Finch Jr. I don't know what his name was. We'll say Bob.
Carl Finch Jr.
So Bob, how you feeling, Bob? Listen, Bob. Listening to you up there, I can tell you.
I'm the audience.
I really like the way you sing. I like you. I know you like how you sing. I know you do a good job. But I can tell you're really into it. But the thing is as you were singing, you kind of got lost a little bit in where you're going. But overall, in the end, I think that you did a pretty good job in America. I don't know. I think
okay, that's
they're probably going to keep you.
That's the bad thing to do. Now do the good thing.
Instead of saying, what did I say his name was? Bob. Oh yeah, Bob. Bob, hey, how you doing, Bob? Yeah, you doing good? I'll be the first one here. Bob, you doing good? I'll tell you what, I think America needs to keep you, and here's why I think they need to keep you. All of a sudden,
I'm in.
You know that they need to keep you.
Yes.
Why? I think they need to keep you. I know you kind of got lost as you were in there, and parts of it I was really believing, other parts I really wasn't. But I mean, I know you're a good singer, and I could see through the mistakes you were making, and because of that, I really think that America needs to keep you. I think you need to watch out for it and not lose your way through there, but I think America needs to keep you. Boom!
That's it.
You know what they meant. Or
you start out with the beginning.
Or B, instead of
whatever.
Going through and saying that, how the singing wasn't that good, but finally get around to some clothes. Instead say, as Nicki Minaj said last night, man, you like Pink, don't you? Because one of the guys had Pink on. The kid he's the ice cream dude, the guy that has that stutter who sings phenomenal. Oh my gosh. And instead of saying, all this stuff about how, instead say, dude, you like Pink, because he's wearing Pink. You like Pink, don't you? I'll tell you what, your clothes rocked and your singing was great too.
They said the clothes thing first and the singing.
And then go in and tell me why.
Yeah.
Do those 2 things. And then get rid of Mariah Carey and keep Nicki Minaj. You know why? I know you hate Nicki and she stresses you out, right?
Like the rest of America.
And she does. And you know what? If you get rid of that stress, you get rid of some conflict between them. And in other words, it just becomes 3 boring judges. Keith, love Keith, but he's not Mr. Wow, you don't talk about Keith. Who do you talk about? You talk about Nicki Minaj. Who did you talk about when Simon was on there? You talked about Simon. You talked about them. Who talks about Mariah Carey?
So you're saying keep
the one you talk about. You either like them or you hate them. You keep those. You don't keep the middle ones.
I haven't personally heard anyone like Nicki Minaj besides you. But
well, right. Everyone hates her, so you keep her because of that. Because she says things that are controversial.
Because the ratings are the worst they've ever been.
Well, it's because they have 4 judges. It takes forever to get to a point.
Kind
they
of
don't
like the
make
show
any
before
points.
the show right now.
No, this is what it's all about. I'm just saying, you do those 2 things in American Idol. Do those 2 things. In the end, I don't care which judges you have in the end. If you do those 2 things, it will pick it up.
And this is the show before the show.
And you asked. Just remember, you asked.
Well, I know I did. I'm glad I did. And that is a lesson from Jim Carrey.
See you. Bye.